Something dark is happening behind the closed doors of the WNBA, and the ultimate truth has finally just leaked out. For months, fans have been watching the absolute brutalization of Caitlin Clark on the basketball court. We have seen the hard fouls. We have seen the cheap shots. We have seen the veterans of the league taking out their endless frustrations on a 22-year-old rookie who single-handedly saved their dying sport. But until now, the players inside the league have remained dead silent. They have followed the unwritten rule: do not defend Caitlin Clark, do not speak out against the establishment, and absolutely do not expose the league's dirty little secrets. But all of that changed in the blink of an eye. The wall of silence has officially been shattered, and it was shattered by none other than Sophie Cunningham.
Talk about last night's game first, or do you want to talk about your meme that's all over the internet first?
We'll go last night. We'll just get it over with.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
We are not going to win very many games when people score 100 points on us, and they average, I think, around 80 points, and we let them score like 111. Our defense is horrible, and I think everyone knows that. So
yeah,
I don't know. How just like sometimes the of a season, it's like you're on a high.
Sophie Cunningham just went completely rogue. On the latest episode of the Show Me Something podcast, Sophie unleashed absolute hell on the entire WNBA establishment. She did not hold back. She did not censor her words. She threw the commissioner, the referees, and the toxic veterans completely under the bus. And the catalyst for this massive explosion? The horrifying Alyssa Thomas incident. What happened between Alyssa Thomas and Caitlin Clark wasn't just a regular basketball play. It was a targeted, aggressive, and calculated attack on the face of the league. And Sophie Cunningham just confirmed what every single fan has been screaming at their televisions for weeks. Caitlin Clark is being bullied, and the WNBA is doing absolutely nothing to stop it.
Sometimes you're on a low and it's on the grind. We're in the grind right now. We just haven't like fully clicked yet. And like we have all the potential. So when we do, it's going to be really good. But like we're getting to the point of like, all right, like what has to give? What has to sacrifice? What do we need to do to actually even start tapping into that potential? So I don't know.
Let us rewind and look at the sheer reality of the situation. Caitlin Clark steps onto the court, and she is immediately treated like public enemy number one. We are not talking about standard defensive pressure. We are talking about literal assaults. Players are kneeing her. They are elbowing her in the throat. They are shoving her to the hardwood when the referees are conveniently looking the other way. The Alyssa Thomas incident was the boiling point. Thomas, a veteran who should know better, went out of her way to impose physical dominance in a way that crosses the line from competitive spirit to outright malice. But the most terrifying part isn't the physical hits. It is the absolute silence from the officials.
I think I think other people would be curious about this. Obviously, anytime anything happens, like I don't even know if anyone got teed up. Like they didn't review the foul on Caitlin last night, did they? I don't think they did.
Insane.
But that's clearly what makes its rounds on social media. When you got teed up, that's what makes its rounds on social media.
Yeah.
Does like when CC does get kind of, I hate using the word bullied, but like people are fucking rough with her. Like there's no other way around it. Does that like
hearing a current active player say those exact words should send shivers down the spine of WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert. Sophie Cunningham literally stated that this garbage happens every single game, and the league does absolutely nothing. Think about the gravity of that statement. The WNBA is watching their golden goose, the player who brought millions of new eyes, sold-out arenas, and historic television ratings, get physically battered on a nightly basis, and they are refusing to blow the whistle. Why? What is the actual agenda here? According to the Explosive podcast, the referees are actively turning a blind eye. It is almost as if there is a silent mandate circulating among the officials to let the veterans humble the rookie. But Sophie didn't just stop at the referees. She went straight for the throat of the entire league's marketing department and front office. And this is where the conspiracy takes a very dark and twisted turn. Recently, the WNBA released a massive 30-year commemorative poster. It was supposed to be a celebration of the league's history and its future. They put various players on this promotional masterpiece. Even Sophie Cunningham was placed on this poster. But do you know who was completely, inexplicably, and intentionally left off? Caitlin Clark. The most famous women's basketball player on the planet Earth was erased from the league's biggest promotional material of the decade.
Fuck with you guys as a team, or is that just an incident that becomes a much bigger deal on the internet than it does during real time?
Well, so during real time last night, I did not see that happen. I don't, none of our team saw it happen, because I promise you, if we would have seen that happen, we would have had her back. Unfortunately, this type of shit happens every single game to her, and the league and the refs do absolutely nothing about it.
It's been a minute since
It is completely bizarre. It is a joke. Those are the exact words used to describe this catastrophic marketing failure. How do you run a professional sports league, desperately starving for revenue and mainstream relevance, and intentionally hide your biggest star? It makes zero financial sense. Unless, of course, this is not about business at all. What if this is about pure, unadulterated jealousy? The podcast dives deep into this uncomfortable truth. There is a deeply rooted, toxic jealousy festering inside the WNBA front office and among the older generation of players. They cannot stand the fact that a rookie from Iowa has eclipsed their entire 30-year legacy in a matter of 3 months. Cathy Engelbert and the league executives are getting absolutely lit up on social media. And rightfully so. The fans are waking up to the reality that the WNBA does not want Caitlin Clark to be bigger than the league itself. They are trying to suppress her star power. They are trying to force her to wait her turn. But the fans are not having it, and neither is Sophie Cunningham. Sophie openly admitted on the podcast that she doesn't even know why she was put on the calendar over Caitlin. She literally asked, "Why am I on this poster? It should be Caitlin Clark. It should be Kelsey Mitchell. It should be Aaliyah Boston." The WNBA is promoting random players while burying the very women who are paying their salaries.
Find on this podcast.
I have, but then you see the videos of literally kneeing and cheap shotting C in the throat. If she did that to any of our teammates, we'd be pissed. But they're definitely targeting her, and the league and the refs do nothing to protect her.
Well, let's get into this now. The poster that they dropped last night, the 30-year commemorative thing, which that you're on it, that's cool.
Why would you ever put me on it?
But people are up in arms that Caitlin's not on it, and then also watching her get kind of her ass kicked last night. I do see everyone being like, why does the league not protect this person? I don't want to get in beef with Cathy either, but it is she's jealous of her, or thinks that because she's a bigger face than her, or anyone the WNBA's had, that she won't give her the platform. It's fucking so weird. It's so bizarre.
It is a joke. It is a joke. And this is why Cathy in the WNBA is getting lit up on social media, because you are leaving out a generational, the best player to ever go through WNBA on this roster. Honestly, if they were smart, they would market the shit out of some of us. They don't.
Well, you're on.
They
here,
don't.
At least
I should never. That should be Caitlin. That should be Kelsey Mitchell. That should be Aaliyah Boston. Why are we putting random players on there? I'm one of them.
Do you know she has beef with other big people who aren't on this, like Diana or Sue, or I don't think Candace Parker's on here. It is.
Cheap shots to the throat, knees to the body. This is the reality of Caitlin Clark's daily life in the WNBA. And what is her reward for enduring this physical torture? Total disrespect from the executives. Sophie made it very clear. If any other teammate was taking these hits, the entire roster would be ready to start a brawl. But because it is Caitlyn, the target on her back just gets bigger. The veterans are punishing her for her popularity. They are punishing her for her multi-million-dollar shoe deals. They are punishing her because the media talks about her non-stop. But the worst part of this entire fiasco isn't just the players' behavior. It is the complete and utter failure of Caitlyn Clark's own representation to protect her. Where is her agent in all of this? This was another massive bombshell dropped during the video breakdown. A superstar of Caitlyn Clark's magnitude should have a ruthless, terrifying sports agent kicking down the doors of the WNBA headquarters. An agent's job is to be the ultimate liaison, the protector, the person who walks into the commissioner's office and demands immediate action. If they are cheap-shotting my client, there will be hell to pay. But right now, complete silence. Her agent is failing her. They are allowing the WNBA to drag Caitlyn's name through the mud, exclude her from marketing campaigns, and watch her get physically assaulted without zero legal or professional retaliation.
A bit strange.
Yeah, there's just a lot of. Isn't even. I don't know, dude. I literally don't know. But what we do makes no sense. But I'm not kidding. Like, even the people they put on the commercials, like they could, if they're really trying to make money, they are going to put people out there that, first of all, people want to see, that people are going to bring attention to, and they just don't. They just don't. I don't know what they think when all that happens.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
Do we think the elbow to CC was follow-up from your tech the other night?
My tech was the weakest thing I've ever seen in my life. So let me take you through.
I'm going to agree, actually.
Caitlyn Clark is playing the good soldier. She is keeping her head down. She tells the media she doesn't want the extra attention. She brushes off the hard fouls and tries to focus purely on basketball. But this passive approach is exactly what the corrupt elements of the WNBA are counting on. They know she won't complain. They know she won't pull a diva act. So they continue to push the boundaries. They continue to let players like Alyssa Thomas use her as a literal punching bag. But the fans are not blind. The millions of new viewers who tuned in to watch breathtaking three-pointers are instead witnessing a poorly officiated wrestling match. And it is going to destroy the league's reputation permanently. If you had a sports agent like Rich Paul or Drew Rosenhaus representing Caitlyn Clark, this absolute circus would have ended on day one. They would have gone to the press. They would have threatened to hold her out of games for safety reasons. They would have forced the WNBA to protect their multi-million-dollar asset. But because her current representation lacks the firepower to intimidate the league office, Cathy Engelbert and the referees feel untouchable. They feel they can keep treating Caitlyn like a second-class citizen while simultaneously cashing the massive television checks that her name generates. It is the ultimate form of exploitation. The WNBA is playing a very dangerous game of Russian roulette with their own future. You cannot bite the hand that feeds you and expect to survive. Sophie Cunningham breaking her silence is the first crack in the dam. A current player finally had the courage to look into a microphone and say what the entire world already knew. The league is acting out of pure, bitter jealousy. They are failing to protect the best thing that ever happened to women's basketball. The Alyssa Thomas incident was just a symptom of a much larger, darker disease infecting the WNBA. How much more physical abuse is Caitlyn Clark expected to take? How many more promotional posters will she be erased from before someone finally steps in and holds the WNBA accountable? The clock is ticking. The fans are boycotting. The internet is heavily mobilized. Sophie Cunningham has lit the match, and now we are all watching the WNBA's toxic culture burn to the ground. Will the commissioner finally step up and issue massive suspensions? Or will they continue to let the veterans try and end Caitlin Clark's career before it truly begins? One thing is for certain. The WNBA can no longer hide in the shadows. The truth is out. Thank you for watching. If you want to stay updated on this developing scandal and everything else happening behind the scenes in the WNBA, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. Leave a comment down below and let us know. Do you think the WNBA is secretly plotting against Caitlin Clark? Drop your thoughts and we will see you in the next video.